So I've built a few things that didn't work, but more recently I'm seeing that a lot of my projects are getting attention online. I'm getting people to take out their credit card and actually pay for things that I'm working on. And this didn't happen overnight. I've been building things for over 6 months now, and I've been constantly posting about my work on X, here on YouTube, and now I've started doing it on Instagram also. And in the last 6 months of me trying to talk about my work and actually building things that people are using, there are so many things that I learned. And so in this video, I have tried to compile down a bunch of different things that I have learned over the last 6 months that you could be using for yourself if you're an indie hacker or just somebody who's trying to earn some money from their side projects. So if I had to start again, the first thing that I would want myself to remember is that I'd force myself to build a single feature app, or basically an app that I can explain in just one sentence to anybody out there. You must have heard of these apps like TikTok for this, TikTok for that, Cursor for this, Cursor for that, for example, Cursor for design, Cursor for video editing. These are the kind of catchphrases that quickly go on viral in the market. And so if I were starting again, I would tell myself that it is the best idea to start with a single feature app instead of trying to build like a complete dashboard, analytics, and tens of different of features inside your application. The simpler it is, the easier you will be able to sell it to your audience. Now, when I was doing research for this video, I found this app called Prayer Lock. It basically just locks your phone until you recite a prayer. It's a very simple single feature app, and it's making tens of thousands of dollars every single month. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to add good features to your app at any point. I don't want to eliminate my competition here. All I'm saying is that when you're just starting up, try to make single feature apps that have just one feature and people can explain them in just one sentence. And once you have that, ship that, get some users, and let the word of mouth do the organic marketing for you, while you build on more features by talking to your potential users. Instead of you thinking about features and building them for the potential users, it would be so much better if you could just talk to people and ask them, hey, what can I add to this app so that it is a must-have for you? How can I add value in your life through this app? You can ask these kind of questions to your users, but you should first ship single feature apps. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing that I want to talk about is this idea of marketing before you start building your product. I know it sounds extremely counterintuitive, but as the time went by and I kept building more and more apps, this is something that I realized later in my career, which is that you should be marketing your app even before you have an app to give to the users. When I started working on Trace, the first thing I did is I rolled up a very quick MVP in about a couple of hours, and then I recorded a bunch of videos. Then I posted those videos online and floated a simple type form, asking people if they would like to use this app, and if yes, then what kind of features this app must provide them in order for them to actually pay for this app. I just rolled this video and that type form and posted it on X, which got me my first 25 users. Yes, I did not have an actual app, but those 25 people gave me a lot of valuable insights. And when I did actually release the app, I sent all of them an email saying, hey, thank you for joining the waitlist. I would love to have you onboard the app now that it is live. And to my surprise, all of them did actually onboarded the app. So I got my first 25 users waiting for me when I shipped the app. And this is the situation you would want to be in if you're an indie hacker building apps that you want to earn money from. You want your users who are waiting for the app. Go and find communities on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn. Find people who are working on similar stuff. Talk to them. Try to gauge the interest of people in your idea, and then talk about your idea on those platforms. Share the things that you're working on while you're working on them. Do not worry about somebody stealing your idea. The way I like to think about it is that ideas are useless. Ideas are only useful when they are implemented. So until you have implemented your thing, your idea is useless. And thus, I would highly encourage that you start marketing your apps even before you have an app to give to the users. That is the second most important thing that I would want to remember if I had to start again. Now, the third thing, this is something that I constantly beat myself up because I did not do very early on in my indie hacker journey, which is to reaching out to the potential customers from day one. I always found so much friction in myself whenever it came to reaching out to my potential customers or people who are using my app. The best I thought I could do was just add like a feedback complaint modal in my app, hoping that people would actually give me feedback. And don't get me wrong, that did work. However, not everybody likes to go to that modal and input all these things unless they are prompted to do so. And so one of the things that I learned, which you should be doing for your early potential users, is that when somebody onboards your app and when they use it, if you have some of the data related to them in your database, read that data, try to understand what they were doing on your app, and if they don't come back, shoot them a simple email, a very genuine, simple email asking them what did they not find in the app, what could be improved, how can you make them happy, and things like that. And I know that people don't just reply to emails, so you can probably throw in some other incentive like, hey, if you reply to this, or if you give me genuine feedback, or if we could talk for a bit about the app, I would give you free access for say 1 month or something like that. When you're just starting up a new project, be ready to spend a little bit of money if it comes at the cost of gaining really valuable feedback. So do not shy away from throwing in a little bit of incentive to people who are giving you feedback and stuff like that, and make sure that you're getting that feedback as early on as possible, because when you have feedback of real users, that's when you can build features that are actually useful. Now on to the fourth point, and this one sort of ties everything together. This is about pivoting. One of the things that happened to me in one of my first projects is that I was so attached to this idea of that project that I did not want to pivot. I spent months and months building it even though nobody was using it. And I was like, hey, I find this app useful, so somebody else out there would definitely find it useful. And I kept thinking about it and I never pivoted, and that app died slowly. I'm talking about Stocks Brew. Stocks Brew was one of my early apps that is still working. You can still use it, but it only has like 50 users and nobody pays me shit. This app basically sends you an email of any major news around the stocks that you're following. Now, users of this app wanted something else. They wanted a WhatsApp notification. I never added that because I thought, hey, emails are good enough. I read emails, so I assumed everybody else would read emails. But it turned out not everybody does, and I was sad. So this is really important for you if you're starting up with a new project or whatever, and if you have spent like a month or a couple of months marketing it, meeting people, talking to people, actually shipping the app and stuff like that, you kind of get attached to that product. But what you need to understand is that sometimes pivoting is the right thing to do when you're building a SaaS. Because the market changes so quickly, you really need to be adaptive. What if something that you're building is not up to the trends? In that case, it's going to be really hard for you to find users. So be ready to pivot and do not attach yourself to the product. Attach yourself to the users. The people who put their trust and tried your app, try to not lose them, so that when you launch something else tomorrow, they come back to it and they try that. In that way, you're not going to lose the users, lose the progress that you made, but instead, it's all going to compound together for the next applications or next products that you're going to be working on, which is exactly something that you would want to have. So pivot if needed. Do not attach yourself to the idea of one product. So yeah, if I were to restart indie hacking, those would be my top 4 things that I would want to remember. Because I feel since I didn't know them already in the last 6 months, I had to go through a lot of failures in order to learn those things. And through this video, I hoped you would learn new things so that you don't have to copy the same mistakes that I did, and hopefully you build something that reaches 10k MRR faster than I would. But with that being said, I hope you found it useful. If you did, feel free to like the video, drop a comment, connect with me on any of the social platforms. You'll find all the links in the description and in the comment. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you again. Till then, keep shipping.